think you can look for Freehold to try to run some lead option and some dive option, and Lacey has to control that speed. The secondary also for Lacey is in for a big day because Anthony Richardson can throw the ball for Freehold. The secondary, you have Luciano back there, number 15, Murphy, 41, Brian Perry, probably number 37, and Mike Burnwick, number 35.
That's right. As we see it, Lacey has the power, Freehold has the speed. And I talked to Coach Lou Priscillo earlier this week to see what he exactly wants to do against Freehold this afternoon.
I think we have to stop their offense more than Henderson. Obviously, when you face a good running back like that or a great running back, you have to stop him. But along with him goes a complement of a whole bunch of kids that are very talented. So we have to stop their quarterback and the other running backs and wide receivers as well.
Now, your first game, you gave up a lot of yards rushing to Rump. About 275, I think, something like that. Last week, you came up with a great performance against Monsignor Donovan. How encouraging is a performance like Friday night's going into a big game with Freehold with all the weapons they have?
Well, obviously, it gives you some momentum. The game against Rumson's a little deceiving because one play was 75 yards, and also we had two key defensive players out of the lineup with Spatz and Perry, which we made some adjustments for our next game, you know, and that helped us against Monsignor Donovan. I think that the momentum which we now have after this past game is definitely in our favor going in against Freehold.
Well, it's no question that Freehold definitely has the speed. So, Bob Stranja, how are the Colonials going to use that speed to their advantage this afternoon against Lacey?
Well, Coach Earl Owens' Freehold Boro team comes in here, as you know, 2-0 with impressive victories over Allentown and Asbury Park. Any discussion of Freehold Boro always begins with Joe Henderson, 6'1", 190-pound running back with the speed to play at anybody's university in the country. All Henderson did last year as a junior was set a sure record with 186 points in scoring, 28 touchdowns, and 12 two-point conversions. So you can see why he's a player absolutely to be reckoned with. This year, he's picked up a good supporting cast and an excellent throwing quarterback, Tony Richardson, and they also have Scott Conover as a defensive end, who is in a class by himself. This Freehold Ball Club has 22 lettermen coming back. They run a veer attack, which is a very explosive attack with a lot of option, trying to get Henderson one-on-one on the outside corner. If they can get him one-on-one, they feel that he can break anybody's tackle or just run away from anybody. Defensively, they're also very tough. And we look for a very, very tough football game this afternoon.
That's right, Bob. And Freehold, everyone thinks of Joe Henderson, but they also have a very tough defense. Last year, they were third in the Shore. Going into the third game of the week today, they're ranked #1 in the Shore, giving up just 62 yards per game. But either way, it's not going to be a picnic for Freehold. As I talked to Coach Earl Owens early this week, he tells me what he expects to see from Lacey this afternoon.
His multiple sets are more of the problem than the personnel. If he would just do us a favor and sit there in one set, we'd have a lot easier time. It's going to be physical. You have a kid like Spatz, and Spatz ran well against us last year. I guess he was close to 100. And that's going to create a problem because we're not big. But we have a couple big kids. Our defensive end is a blue chipper. So he's going to have to help out a lot. And we're just going to have to really do a whole lot of gang tackling. I don't see us tackling them one-on-one with much success. Defensively, we kind of expect them to play us very honest, very set defense, kind of a base defense, not too much moving around, and just to play us straight up. That's what we think, anyway.
Well, one thing's for sure this afternoon, we expect a very good football game as Lacey and Freehold Boro take the first step for that Class C South title. Bob, Bill, and myself will be up in the booth, and we'll give you the opening kickoff after these messages.
Stuck in the hustle and bustle of city life, stop-and-go traffic, bumper to bumper on the freeways. Kick that city habit. Get back to nature. Take your family on an adventure. See America's great and beautiful outdoors. It's the Altman's alternative. Altman's America, nationwide motorhome rentals.
Bennett's One-Stop Cam Shop in Manahawkin. Call 609-597-1023.
Violent entries occur once every 5 minutes. Don't let this happen to you. A Lock and Safe Company will make you secure by using a combination of old-world craftsmanship and modern technology. A Lock and Safe Company, your security consultant. Call 244-8777 today. Before it's too late, ask the professional. Are you secured? A Lock and Safe Company, Ocean County's locksmith, where your security is our business.
Hi, I'm Little Wizard Reveal from Gateway AMC Jeep Renault with some real winners for you. Like this Jeep CJ7, comes with softer hardtop and it's only $84.37. Or this Jeep Cherokee, it's terrific for off-road adventures. And for great dependable transportation, our Renault Alliance is perfect for you. But remember, it's only at Gateway AMC Jeep Renault in Tom's River.
If you'd like to explore a fresh idea at lunch, discover a home-style sandwich bonanza. Hearty char-broiled sandwiches made with the freshest ingredients and served on whole wheat buns. The bacon cheeseburger, the chicken Monterey sandwich, the Swiss and mushroom burger, the Italian steak sandwich, and the cheesesteak sandwich. So the next time it's lunchtime, discover home-style sandwiches.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Freehold Boro High School. Steve McGullum in the booth alongside Bob Strange and Bill Rankin. Big Class C South matchup. Freehold Boro 2-0 on the year against the Lacey Township Lions. They are 1-0-1. We just had the coin toss just before. Freehold Boro won it. They will receive the kick. They are wearing the dark blue jersey. Lacey wearing the visiting white. Of course, Freehold led by Coach Earl Onis. This is his 11th year at this school. Lacey Township led by Lou Priscilla, who Bob Strange knows quite well. Lou's been at Lacey since its inception, so that's 5 years now. And Bob, you've talked to Lou a little bit. What really does he expect to see in a ball game like this?
Well, Louis just feels he's got to stop the big play. He can't give up the big play to Freehold Boro. They got to contain Henderson, keep him running inside. They're afraid if he gets loose on the outside, he'll break the big play against them.
for the Colonials.
So that's
Number 33, Joe Henderson.
Power, Freehold speed, Lacey
Number
Township
44,
power.
Rusty
Kicking off for
May.
Lacey Township, number
24, Jerome Smith.
He'll be kicking off.
And
the
number
Freehold
84,
feedback is number
85,
33,
Greg
Joe
Hyman.
Henderson, the man we're all here to see. And number 24 for Freehold Boro.
Kicking off for the
That
Lions,
is Jerome
number 41,
Excuse me, that is Eddie Smith, Jerome's brother.
Mike Murphy.
Just about to get things underway here, first quarter action. Murphy getting ready to kick the ball off. As the referees get situated,
Murphy's got a good toe, so he's going to have a good breeze behind him. We might want to mention that the wind will be blowing from right to left on your screen as you watch the game.
and we're underway. Murphy sends that ball down to the 10-yard line. That's number 85, Craig Hyman. He gets up and doesn't get much. He's down to about the 24-yard line. That's where Freehold will start out. And Freehold comes out with a pretty high-powered offense, a lot of speed, led by quarterback Anthony Richardson. He's number 20. Dynamite backfield of number 32, Malcolm Davis. Number 33, Joe Henderson, another running back. And number 34, Calvin Keys. He's the H-back in this offense. You'll see him in motion a whole lot this ball game.
And look at this.
I don't, if you can fill me in on this.
Joe Henderson.
Snap to Henderson. Henderson throwing deep. He's going for Ivan Hayes, and that is incomplete. Can you fill me in on that, Bob?
I never saw a formation like that in my life.
I'll tell you.
They looked like they huddled to the left side, sent the quarterback center and two receivers to the right side, then tried to pass, tried to catch Lacey rather, sleeping. Unusual call to start the game. And those kind of calls to start the game always make me wonder what kind of confidence you have in your ball club if you open up with a razzle-dazzle.
I'll tell you what, they had two receivers open deep, too.
Yes,
He
they
just
did.
overthrew his receiver.
Yes, they sure did.
They certainly caught me napping, that's for sure. I didn't expect that. So here goes Freehold, second down and 10 on about their own 24-yard line. And it is Joe Henderson trying the middle. He spins, stop down, number 64, Mike Barano there to bring him down. A gain of about 1.
Tackle by number 64.
All right, that time they showed their wishbone set and looked like they were going to try and run a veer. Henderson just took the ball inside where he was swarmed on by the interior of the Lacey team.
It wouldn't surprise me if Lacey didn't lock a linebacker or two on Henderson and try to control his running.
I don't know, though, Billy, if Lacey's got anybody that quick that could stay with Henderson.
Well, on 3rd down and 8, Lacey has a lot of men on the defensive line. That's Richardson fading back to pass. He's going for Ivan Mays. Oh, in and out of the hands of Brian Perry. If he intercepted that, he would have been gone.
Looks to me like Lacey was in an invert defense that time, with Perry and Murphy playing the invert men.
Now, what exactly does the invert do for the defensive situation on a 3rd and 8?
In an invert, if the quarterback comes toward you, you come up and play the flat, or if it's a run that way, you come up and force the play. If the ball goes away from you, you play the safety position.
Back deep for the Lions, number 41, Murphy.
High snap. Richardson gets it. Takes a long time to deliver the kick, but it comes down, and Lacey's going to let it hit. And it should roll dead about the 47-yard line. 47, 46-yard line. Lacey will start out.
Lacey's going to have the wind at their back and start out with excellent field position here and open this game.
Well, Freehold starts out on offense with that crazy play on 1st down, and they gave it to their bread and butter man, Joe Henderson, up the middle. He didn't get much. And then they went for the pass. They ended up punting, and Lacey will pick it up. And as you said, Bob, there's no field position. Falls on the 47-yard line. That's where Lacey will pick it up.
Lacey has Mike Spatz back in action today. Last year's leading Ocean County rusher. Brian Perry's done a good job for them so far this year also.
That's right. We see Perry, and
it's a big guy.
Going to Spatz. Spatz gets up the middle for about 2. Bring it 2nd down and 8 on the 49.
I was wondering how ready Spatz would be today, but the fact that Priscilla went to him right away tells you that they believe that the kid is 100% healthy. If not, they would have waited and tried to use him when they really needed him.
Usually he starts linebacker too, but I think they're only going to go one way with him today. That time they brought the wing, Sinatra, back in deep motion and gave the ball to Spatz off their own right guard.
Mike Spatz making his first appearance since the opening week. He sat out last week's game against Donovan with back spasms. He's back in the lineup now, and he's a bruiser. Here we go, 2nd down and 8. Luciano gives it to Brian Perry. Perry around the left side. He's got a little hole, and he's going to be very close to the 1st down.
Brian Perry.
Flag is thrown down there.
There's a flag on the play.
Lacey lined up that time in the basic Delaware wing. Ran to the wing with both guards leading the way. Ed Carrivo, number 61, and Chris Subsey, the right guard.
And you got a face mask, I think, indicated against Freehold Boro, which is going to give Lacey another big 1st down and put him deep into Boro territory. It's going to put him on about the 30-yard line of the Colonials.
Face mask against the Colonials.
You count Brian Perry's run and tack on the extra yardage for the face mask. So that sets Lacey up in great position.
15-yard penalty assessed against the Colonials.
Inside the 30-yard line.
Makes it 1st and 10 for the Lions.
I think you can expect Louis Versillo to vary his offense. Pete Luciano's a capable quarterback, and he has good receivers. They asked Luciano to do a lot of reading the defense.
Well, earlier in the week, Priscilla said that he wasn't afraid to throw the ball with Pete Luciano. And this year, he's been doing all right. 17 of 29 for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. However, he has thrown 2 interceptions. 1st and 10. Luciano gives it to Perry.
Ball carried by number 37.
Gains about 3 or 4 yards.
Brian Perry.
That's another tough run for Perry.
In on the tackle, number 53.
Basic Delaware wing set again. Give the ball to Perry over left guard with Spatz leading the way. Good for about 4 yards.
The way they moved the chains there, looks like Perry picked up 4, so I'll go here with 2nd and 6. Al Zielsdorf, number 19 in the game, he's a wide receiver.
Right now, the Lacey offensive line is just blowing off the line of scrimmage, and they're controlling those first couple of yards.
That's a veteran offensive line in there.
And they're going against a pretty veteran defensive line. And it's the first man coming through. That's Spatz. He's powering his way. He brings about 4 guys with him.
That was a determined run by Spatz that time. He's looking pretty healthy to me right now.
Colonial 20. Good enough for a Lion 1st down.
That's about the 13 and a half yard line there, and that's where Lacey will have a
1st and 10 Lions at the Colonial 18-yard line.
Once again, Lacey's offensive line controlling the line of scrimmage, and Spatz showing some good power running.
If we get an opportunity, we'll run down that Lacey offensive line. And here we go, 1st and 10. It is Brian Perry, the second man
Perry with the ball.
Nice explosion through there. He picks up 4 or 5 yards. Just to run down that Lacey Township line, we have it for
in on the tackle, number 24, Jerome Smith.
At the guard, 63, Chris Sutton.
Pick up of 3, makes it 2nd and 7.
Senior. Then at one of the tackles, we have number 64, Mike Gerardo, and the tackle, number 50, Matt Cassidy, who also doubles as the nose guard.
The Lacey coaches were very pleased with Verrado's play last week and Carrivo. Verrado the left tackle, Carrivo the left guard.
Look at this, double wing, Billy. Who's going in motion?
That's
nope.
The end of the pass.
And Mike Murphy. Murphy has one man to beat the muscle into the end zone, and he's taken out by number 44, Ivan Mays, at around the 2-yard line.
That time, Lacey came out in the wing right and the flanker right, brought the flanker in motion, and cut him across the middle, kind of a crossing pattern, and brought the wing outside and threw the ball to the wing. Complete.
First and goal at the 2.
Caught that pass.
That was number 41, Mike Murphy. And Tim O'Rourke, as you said, number 11, the wide receiver in motion, cuts across, takes the man out of that zone, and leaves Murphy wide open underneath.
What do you think, Billy? The big guy Spats here?
I would say so. Spats leading the play with Perry carrying the ball.
Second and goal. There's
Ball goes
Spats,
to
right
Spats.
side. He's in. Touchdown.
You called it, Bob.
I love him. I love him. He runs like a runaway freight train. He's a John Madden kind of football player. He always comes out of the game muddy and dirty, you know. And I think Boro put themselves in trouble here by trying to open up razzle-dazzle with poor field position early in the game. They put themselves in a hole right away here.
Good point, Bob. I'll tell you, this Spats, he weighs about 210 pounds, and he's a Charlie Tolar type running back. I'll tell you, straight ahead power. Keeps moving those legs.
And Mike Murphy, who caught that pass to bring the ball down to the 2, is on to try to point after. Good place. The kick is up.
Kick is up.
And
It's good.
Good. Lacey
Lions lead 7-0.
7-0. That drive was still a 50-yard.
Touchdown by Spats. Extra point by Murphy.
Being shuttled in and out by Lacey Township. They go in and put the ball in the end zone.
From what I hear, Freehold plays a man-to-man pass defense, so I think you can expect a lot of crossing patterns today by the Lacey offense.
Well, I think Freehold was also caught by surprise. That's not a normal Lacey offensive set that they came out in that time.
Well, as we heard in the pregame show, Earl Onitz, the Freehold coach, was a little bit concerned about the multiple sets that he would see from Lacey today. He certainly saw a few multiple sets there in that first drive.
Well, you know, Lou Versillo, you have to hand it to Lou because Lou is a real clinician. He studies all the fine points of the games. He scouts teams very well, and he's very methodical. Sometimes it takes him a little while to make a decision in terms of what he wants to do, but he's very methodical and very thorough as a coach. And here he saw something in that Freehold defense and took advantage of it.
All right, back deep for Freehold 24, Jerome Smith. And once again, this is coming to number 85. That is Greg Hyman. Hyman trying the outside, cuts it inside, got a couple of good blocks, and he is taken down there by number 24. That is Chris Wendecker for Lacey Township. And that'll be first and 10 for Freehold on the 33-yard line, I would make it.
Excellent return by Hyman that time, giving the Colonials much better field position than after their first kickoff. Now let's see if they stay patient and get back into a game plan, or if they try and get back into the game in a hurry, which could be dangerous.
Lacey in there, 4-4.
And here we go. Once again, there's Calvin Keys in motion. He's the H-back. And it is Richardson taking it himself. Calls his own number, breaks it up for the first down.
I think we had an audible in there that time. They saw something in that Lacey defense with the movement. When the fullback moves, I think the quarterback just saw an audible in there. He just took the ball and just cut up in it.
At times, that 4-4 can be very vulnerable to a quarterback sneak, and Richardson took advantage of that.
Now, Richardson's a very mobile quarterback. He can also throw the ball. He had 3 touchdown passes last week, and that big run gives him a first down on the 44-yard line of Freehold. And here comes Henderson trying right side. Takes the hit from Perry, bounces off, and he's run out of bounds about the 49-yard line of Lacey Township. Nice run by Henderson.
Billy Henderson looked like a Division I on that, didn't he?
He broke a few tackles on that. He hit and spin nicely.
He took the full brunt of that tackle, too. That was a good hard shot. He spun right out of it, turned it into a big gain anyhow.
Good little piece of running. That time, Lacey was in a 4-3 invert. Murphy one invert, and looked like Perry to me the other invert.
And Henderson, it appears, picks up 6.5, 7 yards to make it 2nd and 3.5. Once again, there's Keys going to the left, and they give it to the first man, Henderson, and he's going to be a little shy of the first down. That was tackle right there for Lacey Township was number 63 for the Lions. That was Chris Suffolk.
Henderson's listed on a program, Billy, at 6'1", 190. He doesn't look, he looks like he might be the 190. He's got good, strong legs. But I don't know if he's really 6'1". What do you think? You think he's 6'1"?
I don't know if he goes that tall. 5'8".
Seen Henderson earlier in the week. I would put him at about 5'10" or so. Would be about right. Solid guy. Though.
Got great legs on him. Just terrific legs.
Well, he's one of the best 100 men in the Shore area.
Last week against Allentown, he had a pretty good day passing the football, didn't he?
We may have a sleeper, excuse me, down here, Bill, on the bottom of the screen here.
That's Ivan Mays that Bob is talking about. And he'll go into 32. Malcolm Davis, he tries the left side behind David Hunt, who's got the turnover. And that's going to be a first down for Freehold Township. They are in Lacey territory. They're at the mark at the 45 of Lacey.
I wonder, Bill, 44 never went into the huddle that time. 44 never went into the huddle that time. And I'm wondering if that was just because he was late getting into the game, maybe, or if they're trying to set up something with a sleeper to this sideline.
Well, Ivan Mays caught 3 touchdown passes last week, and he was the intended receiver on that first down, which started the game.
He's got great speed.
And here comes Freehold again. He's coming out, and this is Richardson. He's going deep, and he's intended for Greg Hyman. That is incomplete. 35, Mike Berenwick on the coverage.
That was good coverage by Mike Berenwick, number 35, Lacey cornerback.
Only one
right
man,
there with the receiver.
Only one man deep that time. I was a little surprised. Looked like there was some confusion with the twin receivers set on this side of the field. There was only one man deep on the other side.
Now, Bill, if Lacey goes into a 1-and-1 with their corners, with the speed that Freehold has, eventually you think they can get beat?
Well, Freehold has the greatest speed. I think they're playing Luciano to the taller receiver and Berenwick, the smaller guy,
There's
to the smaller one.
Henderson, left side, breaks the tackle, and he picks up a couple of yards on that one. Looks like about 6 yards.
Henderson running very effectively there. Good forward lean, shed a couple of tacklers again, and you could see why he's a class football player, no question at all.
Looked like lead option to me that time, Bob. What do you think?
Yes, it did.
We'll give Henderson 5 yards on that carry. That's going to make it 3rd down and 5 on the, just inside the 40-yard line of Lacey. Greg Hyman split wide left. Ivan Mays coming to the right. Once again, they have that full house backfield. And Key's coming to our right, coming right at you. And that's it. Richardson stop, gets out of the tackle, goes to the left. He's trying to make something out of this one. And he is taken down by number 35, Mike Berenwick.
Freehold that time trying to run the dive option to the wide side of the field, and Ed Carrivo got good penetration and broke up the play for Lacey.
The most effective way, Billy, I feel, to defend against an option in high school is by attacking it. And you determining the option. Don't let the offense read you, but by attacking it on defense, you determine who you want to carry the ball, and therefore you control it.
So that Carrivo certainly did it that time.
Well, that big play forces Freehold to punt. Once again, a high snap. Richardson gets it off, and it's coming to Murphy, and he's going to let it bounce, and that's going to be a good punt. They stop it up. Oh, tremendous play there by Ivan Mays, preventing that ball from going into the end zone. Lacey's going to have to start out on their own 5-yard line. That was 4:56 to go in this first quarter of play. Lacey starting out on their own 5-yard line. I think it's now as good a time as any to take a break so you can hear some fine messages from our friends.
With some real winners for you. Like this Jeep CJ7. Comes with softer hardtop and it's only $84.37. Or this Jeep Cherokee. It's terrific for off-road adventures. And for great dependable transportation, our Renault Alliance is perfect for you. But remember, it's only at Gateway AMC, Jeep Renault, and Tom's River.
From Clear TV Cable Associates, this is Channel 8.
Luigi's Italian Deli and Meat Market offers a taste-tempting selection of foods for the entire family. Enjoy Luigi's famous Italian-style veal cutlets and homemade Italian sausage, including imported specialties. In fact, a full line of fresh meats are always on hand for the discriminating homemaker. From the deli, quality Kohler products, plus a mouth-watering assortment of home-style salads. From fresh Italian bread and rolls, milk, butter, and the full line of groceries, visit Luigi's Italian Deli and Meat Market, 424 Dover Road, South Toms River, open 7 days a week.
Sweet dreams are made from luscious, mouth-watering chocolates, and that's exactly what you'll find at Lucille's Homemade Candy Shop, Route 72, Manahawkin. Luscious mounds of creams, chewies, fruits, and nuts in both dark and light chocolates, plus a yummy assortment of sugarless and salt-free candies that will tantalize and delight your taste buds. At Lucille's, all candies are made on the premises from secret family recipes using only the freshest, most natural ingredients. Visit the Iceman family at Lucille's Homemade Candies, Route 72, Manahawkin, and 4105 Long Branch Boulevard, Brant Beach.
Are you planning your future now? Ocean County College has 13 intercollegiate sports. The sports are cross country, field hockey, volleyball, swimming, ice hockey, baseball, golf, softball, tennis, soccer, basketball. In the past year, the combined record of intercollegiate sports at Ocean County College was 140 wins, 70 losses, the best record in New Jersey. An extensive intramural program as well as many clubs and organizations are also available. For more information on Ocean County College, call 255-4000. Remember that the future belongs to the educated, and Ocean County College is a place where happy endings begin.
Okay, Lacey breaking out of the huddle. Same backfield. Spats and Perry. Going into motion is 21, Rocco Sinatra. And they give it to Spats, the first man coming through, and he is muscled down after a game that's about one.
I think it's very important right now that Lacey moves the football to get better field position, and that offensive line is going to be called on right now to do the job.
Let's just run down the defensive front for Freehold, which has to crack that veteran line of Lacey. You have number 71 at the defensive end, Buster Moore. He's a junior. Number 73 at the left defensive tackle, Elias Kipnides. Then at the right defensive tackle, 74, Kevin Crippen. And number 77, Scott Conover, the blue chipper that Earl Onis was talking about in the pregame. And once again, here comes Perry around the end. He cuts it inside, breaks a couple of tackles, fumbles the ball. And that is recovered by Greg Hyman. Freehold comes up with a big turnover.
Ryan Perry with a big game, but now he sets up the Freehold offense. What yard line is that, Steve?
Looking up, that ball is inside the 20. It's about the 19-yard line, and Freehold starts out there, and that has to be a boost for the Colonials.
It's a big turnover, big turnover. Not only that, you can see here Brian Perry makes a nice run, but gets hit right on the ball with the helmet, and the ball pops out, and it's recovered by the Colonials, and Brian Perry was shaken up on that, too.
Well, we'll have to see what happens next offensive series for Lacey. And turnovers has been a little bugaboo for Lacey here early in the season. That is their 8th on the year. 8 turnovers for Lacey. So that puts them -4 on the takeaway giveaway. Not a good stat.
Believe it or not, turnovers are a coach's nightmare. Coaches don't coach turnovers. They just happen.
Keys going to the left. They give it to Freehold. Give it to Henderson right up the middle, who, of course, plays for Freehold. Taken down after a couple. Once again, it looked like
Henderson tried to get back on the counter on that.
Lacey defense called upon to do the job right here, led by Steve Torres in the defensive line. 5'10", 250 pounds, bench presses over 300 pounds. Had a real good game against Donovan last week.
That's certainly a big wall to try to run through, Steve Torres. So it is 2nd down and 7 for Freehold, and it's Richardson going right up the middle again, and he is taken down at roughly the 10-yard line, so that should make it about 3rd down and 2.
Colonial set triple receivers up to the left side of the field, hoping to move that the Lacey secondary over there and clear an opening for Richardson.
So it's 3rd down, and it looks like about 2 yards for Freehold. 2:53 and counting in this first quarter.
And keep in mind here, Steve, that this is 4th down territory.
Certainly is. And there's Henderson right side, and he is taken down by number 61 for Lacey. That is Ed Caribo.
I think that's going to be real close to the 1st down yardage.
And they have the 1st down. And we have a goal-to-go situation here for Freehold.
Here's where character is made for a football team inside the 10-yard line.
Freehold that time with a full backfield set, just powering the ball over their own right tackle.
And we have a timeout here by Lacey, so that stops the clock at 2:28. Freehold has the ball 1st down and goal at about the 8-yard line. So what do we expect to see from Lacey defensively in this situation?
Well, I don't know if they'll go for it here or wait till they get inside the 5-yard line, but you'll probably see Lacey go into it as a goal line defense. And with most teams in short, the goal line is off the Alabama goal line, which is 6'5". They'll put 2 men in between the gaps between the center and the guard and try and penetrate with those men. They'll put their middle linebacker right up, probably close to the center, and invert their secondary up almost as linebackers also.
Well, this could be a situation where Henderson starts to get those touchdowns. He had 28 a year ago. He only has 1 this season.
I can't imagine 28 touchdowns by a player in a single season. A sure record. He was only, do you remember exactly, Steve, how many yards he was less than Underwood and had like 28 less carries?
He had last for Joe Henderson, had 23 less yards than Terry Underwood, who led the shore in rushing, but Underwood 28 more.
Henderson is a legitimate 4-5 sprinter in the 40-yard dash, and also he's bulked up to a solid 180 pounds this year, so he's bigger and stronger also.
And here we go. We're ready to begin play again. Freehold breaking out. Number 44, Ivan Mays to the right. Number 82, Joe Diorio to the left. Back the same. Henderson and Keys. Keys coming to the right side. And they give it to Henderson, trying the right side. He gets around Garibo, and he's knocked out about the 1 yard line. Excuse me, got around Subsy.
Goal line defense. Didn't went to an Alabama goal line, but Henderson came outside, beat the contained man, and almost turned it in, almost got it all the way.
So that'll bring up a second down and 2 for Freehold.
Pick up a 5 for Henderson.
It's going to be interesting if the Colonials do score. If they go for 2, they go for the 1.
Well, there's Henderson trying the left side, and that's going to be awfully close. Freehold player signaling touchdown, but the guys in the striped shirts aren't putting those arms up over their head yet.
They're putting it down on about the inch line. It looked from here like he twisted his way in.
Stop short of the goal line.
Rough angle. It's about 6 inches short of the right. Here you can see Henderson. He gets great acceleration. In the second effort where he lunges in there, tries to get over the stripe, but Lacey holds.
Third and less than 1.
And there you see the place. That's how far Freehold has to get on this third down and goal.
Great camera work by our crew.
Did it on second effort that time.
Malcolm Davis.
Watch.
The Freehold.
We got a replay coming up here.
Lacey 7. Touchdown by Malcolm Davis. Number 2 on the year.
Malcolm Davis on that play hit inside, wasn't throttled up. He just bounced it outside where it was wide open and went into the end zone for the TD.
Yeah, initially Davis was stopped going through the side of the Henderson on for the point. Good one. The kick is good.
And so the total, Ryan Murphy, Ryan big now. Murphy being one of the best kickers in the shore.
And here again, a turnover sets up a touchdown for a Lacey opponent. The drive covered 19 yards in 6 plays with Malcolm Davis scoring the touchdown.
But what could be the most important play in that entire drive is that missed extra point. 1 point can...
So at 1:41 here in the first quarter, we have a 7-6 game.
And Lacey will be off after that certainly hurts Lacey. And the lead 7-6. Back for Lacey to receive this kickoff, number 40, Rich Deemer. And on the other side,
Back deep for the Lions. Number 40, Torres.
That's Perry.
Brian Perry.
Come back. After turning over the ball like that and giving up an easy touchdown to Freehold Boro, they're going to have to come right back here and get control of the ball game again.
wondering about Brian Perry's condition, but he's in here on the kickoff return. And this ball comes to Rich Deemer on about the 3-yard line. Deemer trying to right side.
Deemer's got some
middle, and he is taken down. Nice tackle there by number 62. That is Joe Dunbar.
Deemer got behind his wedge, had some good blocking, and he was just a little bit short of popping it wide open.
So he brings it down to the 35 of Lacey Township, and that's when he'll pick it up. First and 10.
Front, 77 Conover, 74 Griffin, 71 Moore, and 50.
Official timeout here.
We expected this game to be a thriller, Steve, and so far, here we are in the first quarter, 7-6 game, and it's living up to its potential.
It certainly is. So the Lions on their second offensive possession on the game. Here we go. It is Brian Perry, right side. Loses his footing there, and he'll pick up about 2 yards. So So Perry seemed to look pretty good on that run on the outside, except that he lost his footing.
Yeah, he seems to be recovered from whatever he was before. Before, he might have just gotten shaken up, had the wind knocked out of him when he went down. But there he looked good. Even though he was hitting the backfield, he managed to lunge ahead and turn about a 2-yard loss into about a 1.5 yard gain.
So that'll make it second down and roughly 9 for Lacey. They're on their 36-yard line. Split wide right is number 11, Tim O'Rourke. And in the backfield, Spats and Perry once again. And they give it to Perry, this time around the left side. He's got a lot of room out here, and he picks up the first down. You have to credit number 23. That is Carl Herbie for Freehold by tripping him up, or he could have bounced the outside and been going a long way.
You see why Perry could have been shaken up before. He always finishes off a run. One of the things you teach an offensive back is when you see it going down, you watch Perry here. As he comes around here on a sweep to the bottom of your screen, when he gets hit here, you'll see him lunge forward for the extra yard. A coach tries to teach an offensive back to finish off a run by getting that extra yard. And sometimes you fall on a football, can knock the wind out of you.
Carl Irby, number 23, the linebacker, came up and tripped him up on that one. And Luciano going back to pass. He has Al Zielsdorf down at the 30. He's taken down at the 27-yard line, and that's a first down for Lacey.
Al Zielsdorf. Pick up of 22 yards.
All right, little play action in the backfield. Luciano picks out Zielsdorf deep. Nice completion. He hummed that ball in there.
And it was the cornerbacks coming in on that one. Greg Hyman, 85, Ivan Mays making it down.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And that will end the first quarter of action.
Lions lead 7-6.
With Lacey leading 7-6. We'll be back after these messages.
Townsend Discount Tire and Auto Center is more than a tire warehouse.
With computerized alignment and wheel balance, brake and shock service, tune-ups, mufflers, and batteries.
They offer full service with something extra.
Carrying tires such as Goodyear, Michelin, Laramie, and many other name brands in stock.
And all at discount prices.
Townsend Discount Tire and Auto Center, located at the corner of Fisher Boulevard and Hazelwood Road in Toms River.
It's your one-stop car care center with bumper-to-bumper service.
This month's special oil change, lubrication and new filter, only $9.95.
Come on, don't be boring. We're all a little bit nosy at times. We want to know what's going on in and around our town. One of the best ways that I know to do that is with this, the Ocean County Observer. It gives you all the local information you need to start your day. Politics, sports, entertainment, comics section, that's important, editorials and letters to the editor. You name it, it's there for you. Now, personally, I read the sound-off section first, and maybe by doing this commercial, they'll do an article on me.
Summer is the time of year we've all been waiting for. Warm days with cool evenings. And if you really want to relax and enjoy a great lunch or dinner, there's only one place to consider, the Captain's Inn in Forked River. Personal service and excellent food keeps families coming back again and again to the Captain's Inn. And don't forget to stop into the Captain's Inn gift shop. Talk about value, try their early winter dinner specials. Served 7 days between 3 and 5 p.m. If that's not enough to wet your whistle, you can dock your boat at everyone's favorite place, the Captain's Inn in Forked River.
From Clear TV Cable Associates, this is Channel 8.
That special day has arrived, and there's only one thing left that will add that extra touch of class, Donato's Limo Service. Enjoy the ultimate in comfort and luxury in Donato's 1985 Lincoln or Cadillac stretch limos, equipped with a bar, TV, and VHS. A VIP coach and station wagons are also available. Chauffeur transportation is available to and from airports, proms, weddings, New York theaters, Atlantic City, anywhere that punctual service makes a difference. Let Donato's Limo Service take you there in style and class.
Starting the second quarter of action here, Lacey on their 26-yard line. It is Brian Perry going through the middle, and he is taken down there in the middle by Freehold. Pick up the number 32.
Ball carried by Brian Perry.
Malcolm Davis. A strong
Trap play that time by the Lacey offense with Spats going to the left side and Perry coming back to the right.
Very, very effective trap blocking in there, and Perry read it really well. He picked up a good 5 yards. Getting back to that big pass play we had a little earlier, it looked like Zielsdorf was looking to pitch that ball on a lateral to the other man coming around, but the timing wasn't really there. And I think that's, you'll see Priscilla come back to that play later on. I also think he can get receivers open deep because off the play action, because he's moving the ball effectively on the ground, and it's freezing the Colonial secondary and linebackers, and he's got good, competent receivers at his wideout positions. So I think he's going to throw the ball more a little later on in this game.
And it was that play action to Zielsdorf, which set them up where they are now, which is 2nd down and 5 on the 21-yard line. It is Spatz going right up the middle left side, bouncing off a couple of tacklers, and he's finally taken down close to a first down.
Maine, Davis, Dunbar, Crippen.
And the last two guys getting up in that pile, number 47,
Initial hit by number 70, Chris Cullen.
and number 70, that is Chris Cullen for Freehold. In fact, it was
for a measurement.
Close enough run to bring out the chains here, and you're going to measure. We'll see how close Spatz got to that first down.
If he is a little short, and it appears he's going to be a little short, I can think of nobody in the short, and I'd like better carrying it for that 1 yard than Big Mike Spatz.
Take the turn in less than a yard.
How big is he? Well, he's 6'1", 218 pounds.
Colonials made some substitutions here. It appears that they may have gone to a goal line defense. You can
Rod Randolph in there on defense, number 52.
It comes to play from the bench. Rosillo sending it in. Maybe he saw that goal line defense coming into the game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him fake inside and go outside, or maybe even throw the ball here because he's got another down and come back to try and pick it up.
So it's 3rd and short, and they give it to Brian Perry. He tries the left side. He bills his way over. He has the first down.
Well, that Perry has some kind of forward body lane, I'll tell you.
Yeah, he knows to do what a running back's supposed to do, and that's pull forward. And the chains move once again. Lacey, first down, and that is on the
1st and 10.
15-yard line.
At the Colonial 14.
Lacey's offense executing right here. Discipline and execution here.
And here comes Lacey, 1st and 10, 15-yard line. And flag fly.
Flag on the play.
That's a formation we saw a lot of last week. Wing right and a tight slot left. They brought that wing back in deep motion. Looked like they were going to run to the left side.
And that movement on offense caused somebody from the Boro Colonials to jump offside, which is going to give us a 1st and 5, giving a 5-yard penalty against the Colonials here.
Well, last week's penalties definitely hurt Freehold. They had about 15 for 165 yards. It's got to be some kind of record if you keep those kind of records.
Make it 1st and 5.
And right now, that I can think of, that's 20 yards in penalties on Freehold. They had that big face mask penalty, which put Lacey deep in their own territory. They eventually scored. Now they have a 1st and 5 inside the 10-yard line. Appears to be the 9.
Lacey's doing exactly what they want to do right now, ball control.
Ball control and Spatz between the tackles, and that's what they're working on so far. Here comes Brian Perry. He tries to appear to be a trap play there. He gets maybe 1-2.
They brought Perry back in deep motion from right wing back and gave him the ball over left guard and left tackle, right over Mike Barado and Ed Carrivo.
Johnson returns. Johnson into the lineup.
So we're going to have a 2nd down and 4, it appears. Looks like he picked up 1 yard.
Pick up a 2, 2nd and 3.
Lacey holding the ball a long time here.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a little play action here to the wide side and throw the ball.
A little rollout, you think, Bill?
Possibly.
So here comes Lacey. There is the rollout. He's going to the right. And Luciano throws. He's going for Mike Murphy, but it is knocked down by number 23, Carl Irby, the linebacker for Freehold. Good play.
Great play. Great play by Irby. They had a play. Our resident expert, Billy Rankin, on target there, calling a rollout. The play was there, but just a tremendous defensive play by the linebacker.
Well, we didn't have the play action, but we had the rollout pass, and like you said, Bob, good defense.
Yeah, Murphy did have a step on Irby, but at the last second, he lunged forward, tipped the ball away from Murphy. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 3, I would say, for Lacey Township.
3rd and 3.
They have the ball on about the 8-yard line. Spatz and Perry in the backfield once again, and it goes to Spatz, and he carries number 77, Scott Kahn, over for a couple, but he appears to be shy of the 1st down.
Looked like an unbalanced line to me that time, Bob, with a split end to the right, and they ran the ball to the unbalanced.
I was just enjoying the pure pleasure of watching Mike Spats, and you could hear the pop when he runs up in there. 4th and 1 here. What do? You got a great kicker in Mike Murphy. You got a 1-point lead. Well, there's no doubt in Priscilla's mind. The kicker's not gonna. Murphy's going out in his receiver spot.
Give the ball to Perry right behind Spats.
Well, Priscilla going for the 6th, and he needs the first down here. There's Spats right behind Scott Schubiger. And this is going to be awfully close.
Tackle for the Colonials. Johnson and Crippen.
Not first down.
Inside the 5-yard line.
Not that close. Didn't even
Spats got himself nice and low that time and just burrowed in there.
I watched this kid when he first started playing for Priscilla, and I was impressed with him then. But he was running up and down. This year, he appears to be running a lot better in the sense that he's lowering his body and getting much better forward lean. And when you get a 200-plus pound running back who's got that kind of forward lean and that kind of explosiveness in his legs, he's awfully tough in those short yardage situations.
And here we are, short yardage situation. They give it to number 37, Perry, and he is into the end zone. That is a touchdown for Lacey Township. They are up 13-6.
That time, Lacey brought Perry back from right wing back and gave him the ball over left tackle. And Brian Perry, he's doing an excellent job for them. Brought it in for the touchdown.
And Lacey runs that play to some success. They did it a couple of years ago when they had those 3 dynamite running backs. They had John Donnelly, one immediately comes to mind. They'd run that play, that same thing where you take the guy in motion and run him on that trap around the wing there, and it worked successful for Lacey, and they are up 13-6, and Murphy to try the extra point.
Murphy to attempt.
Kick is good, just makes it over the barn, and it is 14-6, Lacey, 8:20 of the second quarter.
Play that time went right over the left tackle, Mike Barado, who's doing an outstanding job for the Lacey offense. Mike Barado, a senior, 6 foot, 195 pounds.
Here comes the Colonial offense.
So Lacey has touched the ball twice. They've taken it in for 2 scores. Bob, you want to run that down?
Well, he had a 65-yard drive, covered 12 plays, and the drive consumed 4.5 minutes of playing time. So that's what Lacey wanted to do, be able to drive and keep the ball away from the explosive Colonial offense. Lacey and its game plan, following its game plan at its best on that drive.
Well, if Joe Henderson doesn't have the ball in his hands, he can't score, and the best way to do that is to hold on the ball yourself for a long time, and Lacey's been successful in doing that.
Well, Louis Versillo's really high in his offensive line. Right now, they're coming through for him.
8 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first half.
And once again, Murphy to kick off. Joe Henderson deep, along with number 20. Appears to be 24 once again. That is Jerome Smith.
Still a lot of time here in the first half.
This ball's coming deep to Henderson. He takes it about the 6-yard line. He goes up the middle, has a wedge of blockers, tries to cut it out to the right, but not much success. He's taken down just shy of the 30-yard line, and that's where Freehold will come out.
Colonials have a lot of time here now. They have to do what Lacey did. They have to come back, show the character, and pick up another score.
Now, when Freehold is taken to the air, Richardson is thrown fairly deep. Would it be time now to maybe shorten up those routes a little bit and keep people honest?
Well, they definitely could. I think Lacey's playing them for playing a run, and I think both teams can throw the ball more effectively than we've seen so far.
And here to go, they're running the option. Richardson takes it himself, and he is taken down by a host of Lacey players, led by number 64, Mike Barado.
By number 54,
Freehold that time running the dive option to their offensive right. The Lacey defensive left side doing an outstanding job.
It's amazing to watch how this option has evolved from the via to the dive option, then later on lead option, then counter option, and the option has opened up a whole flush of new offenses with new wrinkles.
And that option picked up 2 yards. It's going to make it 2nd down and 8. Time running down, 7:15 and counting to go here in the second quarter. And they have a lot of receivers here split wide to the left side. And they're coming to the left side. They toss it out to Henderson. Henderson has to get by number 35, Mike Burnwick, and he makes a great tackle to stop Henderson.
That's an outstanding play by young Mike Burnwick, a junior, only 135 pounds. He tackled Henderson down low where it's best to tackle. He made a sure tackle.
And he came up with confidence. He had no doubt in his mind. He knew that number. He knows All week they've probably been saying Henderson, Henderson, Henderson. That kid come up as if to say, hey, I don't care what number you are and what you wear, and I'm going to bring you down. He just came right up and stuck him.
That was those arms and brought him down.
That was a gain of maybe 1 or 2 on that great tackle by Baronwood. It's going to force a 3rd down and 6 here for Freehold.
Lacey secondary loosened up a little bit, anticipating pass here.
And it's Richardson rolling. He has Hyman deep, and that's where he's going, but it's over. Baronwick interception. Nice play, Mike Baronwick. The ball was a little underthrown. He comes up with a big interception.
I tell you, that time if Richardson led the receiver a little more, Lacey might have been in trouble, but he underthrew, and Baronwick came up with the big play.
As you said, you watch the replay here, you see Richardson rolling to the left. He unloads the ball, but the ball's thrown to the wrong side of the receiver. The receiver actually had Berwick beat, but Berwick playing a good center field as a safety supposed to, picks off the ball and saves a big gain for Lacey.
So with the Baronwick interception, it's 1st and 10 for Lacey on the 29-yard line, and with 6:09 to go here in the 2nd quarter, we're going to take a break.
Now, to assure top performance from your car, visit the All-American Professional Team at Danny's American. Fast and efficient service at the pumps, expert car care in the service bays, the tender, loving care Danny's service is famous for, and a special now going on to save you money.
Get 5 quarts of Quaker State 10W40 motor oil with filter and grease job for $12.95 plus tax.
The All-American Team wants to serve you at Danny's American, Route 37, 2 miles west of Community Memorial Hospital.
Let Baldwin Hammond Music Center introduce you to the exciting world of music. Baldwin Hammond is the largest piano and organ dealer on the East Coast. Stop into their showroom and experience for yourself the sound of America's #1 piano, Baldwin, the official piano of the Metropolitan Opera, or the ear-pleasing sounds of the Hammond or Baldwin organs, selected by musicians the world over. Baldwin Hammond also provides private lessons, service, and piano tuning. Baldwin Hammond Studios, corner of Route 37 and Hooper Avenue in Toms River.
Hi, I'm Mama Eagle. At Eagle Home Centers, we are proud of a lot of things, especially the people who work with us in our 5 stores. For after all, it's people who make the Eagle image. I'd like you to meet some of my kids. This is Lorraine Moore from our Absecon store. Lorraine's 14 years of dedicated customer service and company loyalty makes her more than qualified to be our May Employee of the Month. Meet all of my Eagle kids at your nearest Eagle store.
Hello?
I'm calling about the car you have advertised in the Reporter.
Yes?
Results. That's what you want when you buy a classified ad in a newspaper. Ocean County residents have discovered that the Reporter gets results fast. That's because each issue of the Reporter reaches over 101,000 Ocean County homes. The next time you've got something to buy or sell, try Reporter Classified, the guaranteed results newspaper.
Back to action, 1st and 10. They give it to Perry, and Perry's over for about 2-3 yards.
Once again, the idea is to control that ball and keep it away from the Freehold offense.
2nd and 8.
Little trap play up the middle that time.
Lacey doing a lot of work between the tackles as well. So that was, it looks like about 2 yards. Give it 2nd down and 8 for Lacey Township. We'll have a little equipment work here on number 77, Scott Conover, official helping him out here. Looks like he's trying to get a pad in his shirt or hook up that chin strap. Got to keep those chin straps hooked up or that's a big penalty.
Chin strap and a mouthpiece must be in your mouth. A lot of times the kids wear them and they attach to their helmet. They forget to put them in their mouth because they get into a bad habit of not wearing them in practice. And then all of a sudden, 15 yards in a game.
And as a coach, to get hit with a 15-yard penalty on a play like that must drive you absolutely nuts.
That hurts.
Back deep.
Scott Conover still having a little problem here with his chin strap. And that's what's holding things up right now.
You know, Lacey offense showed a lot of character there. After giving up the touchdown there on the turnover, they came right back and did what they had to do. Took back control of the game with that big drive for the touchdown.
Well, if Lacey was a younger team, they may have been deflated by that turnover, but they're a veteran team, and it came back strong, and they got the touchdown. And they're coming out here 2nd down and 8, and flags fly.
Flags on the play.
5-yard penalty against Lacey, looks like.
Number 19, Al Zielsdorf, getting a little over-anxious there, just taking off before the count.
So that's going to drop Lacey back 5 yards. Going to make it second down and roughly 13 yards to go. And that ball's going to be on their own 24-yard line. I'll make it to 25.
He runs sure out there as a wideout, just looking at the ball, wait for that snap.
Okay, so Perry shuttles out. Number 40, Rich Deemer, comes in, so he'll take Perry's place in the backfield.
Deemer's a good receiver.
Second and 13 for the Lions. On their own 26.
Second down at 13, and they give it to Spatz on the draw. He's got a lot of room, and he just runs over number 34, Calvin Keys, but Calvin holds on for dear life and makes the tackle. That has to be a frightening sight for a defensive back to see Spatz out there in the opening field.
I'll tell you, that time Lacey came out with a slot to the left to the wide side of the field and a flank of right, spread the defense and gave the ball a Spatz on a draw play. Good for about, what, 15 yards, something like that?
I got it about 12.
That's good enough for a first down. Going to place the ball just outside the 40-yard line. We'll start it on the 40. First and 10 for Lacey, 4:53 and counting. It is Perry in motion. They give it to Perry to play. He scores a touchdown on. He breaks a couple of tackles, and then he is taken down. Number 44, Ivan Mays, the cornerback, stops him.
Nice execution by the Lacey offense. Right guard Chris Subsey pulling to his left and clearing the way for Perry. Subsey's a junior.
You know what amazes me, Billy, is Spatz is playing with a 2-week layoff here, and the timing is very crisp. He's hit the holes crisp. He's running well. It doesn't look like he's missed 2 weeks, does he?
I'll tell you one thing. I can see why he was Ocean County's leading rusher last year. It's the first time I'm seeing him.
Well, Perry picks up 7, going to make it second down and 3. Deemer in motion. They give it to the up back Spatz, and he picks up the first down. He is wrestled down there by number 23. That is Carl Irby. Irby's been in a lot of plays today, but we have a flag down.
Flag on the play.
Got some kind of penalty here.
Face mask.
Against the Colonial. Major penalty.
That's the second face mask penalty on Freehold today. And penalties which hurt him last week, but hurt him yardage-wise, but not on the scoreboard. They had a fairly easy time with Allentown, but today against Lacey, a better opponent, penalties like this can really hurt you, and it has put Freehold in a hole again.
Ball, first and 10 at the Colonial 33-yard line.
So with that run, tack on to 15 yards, first and 10 on the 32.
In both of Lacey's first 2 touchdown drives, Freehold gave up crucial penalties to keep the drives alive, and here again, they've done the same thing.
In motion is Tim O'Rourke, and back to pass is Luciano. He goes for Murphy underneath. Murphy's going to the outside, taken out of bounds by number 44, Ivan Mays. And that's the same play that they ran before that took Murphy inside the 2-yard line, which set up their first touchdown.
I'll tell you, that time Lacey came out with a formation with no setbacks.
Lacey calls timeout.
They run the tight end and the wide out on an inside pattern and bring Murphy to the outside and complete the pass to Murphy, number 41.
And what's amazing is that the quarterback, Luciano, was able to get the kind of time he needed to throw that ball with no blocking backs back there at all.
And that's twice that Lou Priscillo has used that play, and he picked up some good yardage on those plays. That one was for 9 yards, going to make it second down and 1 for Lacey. 3:52, the clock being stopped due to a timeout here, and Lou Priscillo running out to the field. What do you think he's going to possibly give his troops right now?
Well, he's got a lot of things he can do here. With 2nd and 1, he can take a shot for it all, or he can just turn around and play safe and pick up the first down. He's got 3:52 to go. I don't know. I think if I was in here now with the lead, I would just look to go off tackle or go outside and pick up the first down. But who knows? Who knows what's in his game plan? He's been watching this Freehold team every week, and he may know those little idiosyncrasies like so-and-so will cheat up, or you can beat this man deep off of play action, and now's the time for a home run play if you want to use it, because you have 2 more downs to come back and pick up the first down.
They would have run.
the Division I prospect back for Freehold Boro. I think you can look for Freehold to try to run some lead option and some dive option, and Lacey has to control that speed. The secondary also for Lacey is in for a big day because Anthony Richardson can throw the ball for Freehold. The secondary, you have Luciano back there.
As Lacey and Freehold Boro take the first step for that Class C South title. Bob? So Lacey has touched the ball twice. They've taken it in for 2 scores. Bob, you want to run that down?
Well, he had a 65-yard drive covering 12 plays, and the drive consumed 4.5 minutes of playing time. So that's what Lacey wanted to do, be able to drive and keep the ball away from the explosive Colonial offense. Lacey and its game plan, following its game plan at its best on that drive.
Well, if Joe Henderson doesn't have the ball in his hands, he can't score, and the best way to do that is to hold on the ball yourself for a long time, and Lacey's been successful in doing that.
Well, Louis Versillo's really high in his offensive line. Right now, they're coming through for him.
8 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first half.
And once again, Murphy to kick off. Joe Henderson deep, along with number 20. Appears to be 24 once again. That is Jerome Smith.
Still a lot of time here in the first half.
And this ball's coming deep to Henderson. He takes it about the 6-yard line. He goes up the middle, has a wedge of blockers, tries to cut it out to the right, but not much success. He's taken down just shy of the 30-yard line, and that's where Freehold will come out.
Colonials have a lot of time here now, and they have to do what Lacey did. They have to come back, show the character, and pick up another score.
Now, when Freehold is taken to the air, Richardson is thrown fairly deep. Would it be time now to maybe shorten up those routes a little bit and keep people honest?
Well, they definitely could. I think Lacey's playing them for playing a run, and I think both teams can throw the ball more effectively than we've seen so far.
And here to go, they're running the option. Richardson takes it himself, and he is taken down by a host of Lacey players, led by number 64, Mike Berardo.
Freehold that time running the dive option to their offensive right. The Lacey defensive left side doing an outstanding job.
It's amazing to watch how this option has evolved from the via to the dive option, then later on lead option, then counter option, and the option has opened up a whole flush of new offenses with new wrinkles.
And that option picked up 2 yards. It's going to make it 2nd down and 8. Time running down 7:15 and counting to go here in the 2nd quarter. And they have a lot of receivers here split wide to the left side. And they're coming to the left side. They toss it out to Henderson. Henderson has to get by number 35, Mike Bernwick, and he makes a great tackle to stop Henderson.
That's an outstanding play by young Mike Bernwick, a junior, only 135 pounds. He tackled Henderson down low where it's best to tackle him. He made a sure tackle.
And he came up with confidence. He had no doubt in his mind. He knew that number. He knows all week they've probably been saying Henderson, Henderson, Henderson. That kid come up as if to say, hey, I don't care what number you are and what you wear, I'm going to bring you down. He just came right up and stuck him.
That was those arms and brought him down.
That was a gain of maybe 1 or 2 on that great tackle by Bernwick. It's going to force a 3rd down and 6 here for Freehold.
Lacey secondary loosened up a little bit, anticipating pass here.
And it's Richardson rolling. He has has Hyman deep, and that's where he's going. But it's over. Burnwick interception. Nice play, Mike Burnwick. The ball was a little underthrown. He comes up with a big interception.
I tell you, that time if Richardson led the receiver a little more, Lacey might have been in trouble. But he underthrew, and Burnwick came up with a big play.
As you said, you watch the replay here, you see Richardson rolling to the left. He unloads the ball, but the ball's thrown to the wrong side of the receiver. The receiver actually had Berwick's feet, but Berwick playing a good center field as a safety supposed to, picks off the ball and saves a big gain for Lacey.
So with the Burnwick interception, it's 1st and 10 for Lacey on the 29-yard line, and with 6:09 to go here in the second quarter, we're going to take a break.
Now, to assure top performance from your car, visit the All-American Professional Team at Danny's American. Fast and efficient service at the pumps, expert car care in the service bays, the tender, loving care Danny's service is famous for, and a special now going on to save you money.
Get 5 quarts of Quaker State 10W40 motor oil with filter and grease job for $12.95 plus tax.
The All-American Team wants to serve you at Danny's American, Route 37, 2 miles west of Community Memorial Hospital.
Let Baldwin Hammond Music Center introduce you to the exciting world of music. Baldwin Hammond is the largest piano and organ dealer on the East Coast. Stop into their showroom and experience for yourself the sound of America's #1 piano, Baldwin, the official piano of the Metropolitan Opera, or the ear-pleasing sounds of the Hammond or Baldwin organs, selected by musicians the world over. Baldwin Hammond also provides private lessons, service, and piano tuning. Baldwin Hammond Studios, corner of Route 37 and Hooper Avenue in Toms River.
Hi, I'm Mama Eagle. At Eagle Home Centers, we are proud of a lot of things, especially the people who work with us in our 5 stores. For after all, it's people who make the Eagle image. I'd like you to meet some of my kids. This is Lorraine Moore from our Absecon store. Lorraine's 14 years of dedicated customer service and company loyalty makes her more than qualified to be our May Employee of the Month. Meet all of my Eagle kids at your nearest Eagle store.
Hello?
I'm calling about the car you have advertised in the reporter.
Yes?
Results, that's what you want when you buy a classified ad in a newspaper. Ocean County residents have discovered that the reporter gets results fast. That's because each issue of the reporter reaches over 101,000 Ocean County homes. The next time you've got something to buy or sell, try Reporter Classified, the guaranteed results newspaper.
Back to action, 1st and 10. They give it to Perry, and Perry's over for about 2-3 yards.
Once again, the idea is to control that ball and keep it away from the Freehold offense.
2nd and 8.
Little trap play up the middle that time.
Lacey doing a lot of work between the tackles as well. So that was, it looks like about 2 yards. Give it 2nd down and 8 for Lacey Township. We'll have a little equipment work here on number 77, Scott Conover, official helping him out here. Looks like he's trying to get a pad in his shirt or hook up that chin strap. Got to keep those chin straps hooked up or that's a big penalty.
Chin strap and a mouthpiece must be in your mouth. A lot of times the kids wear them and they attach to their helmet. They forget to put them in their mouth because they get into a bad habit of not wearing them in practice. And then all of a sudden, 15 yards in a game.
And as a coach, to get hit with a 15-yard penalty on a play like that must drive you absolutely nuts.
That hurts.
Scott Conover still having a little problem here with his chin strap. And that's what's holding things up right now.
You know, Lacey offense showed a lot of character there. After giving up the touchdown there on the turnover, they came right back and did what they had to do. Took back control of the game with that big drive for the touchdown.
Well, if Lacey was a younger team, they may have been deflated by that turnover, but they're a veteran team, and it came back strong, and they got the touchdown. And they're coming out here 2nd down and 8, and flags fly.
Flags on the play.
5-yard penalty against Lacey, looks like.
Number 19, Al Zielsdorf, getting a little over-anxious there, just taking off before the count.
So that's going to drop Lacey back 5 yards. Going to make it 2nd down and roughly 13 yards to go. And that ball's going to be on their own 24-yard line. I'll make it to 25.
as a wideout, just looking at the ball, wait for that snap.
Okay, so Perry shuttles out. Number 40, Rich Deemer, comes in, so he'll take Perry's place in the backfield.
Deemer's a good receiver.
Second and 13 for the Lions. On their own 26.
Second down at 13, and they give it to Spatz on the draw. He's got a lot of room, and he just runs over number 34, Calvin Keys, but Calvin holds on for dear life and makes the tackle. That has to be a frightening sight for a defensive back to see Spatz out there in the opening field.
I'll tell you, that time Lacey came out with a slot to the left to the wide side of the field and a flank of right, spread the defense and gave the ball a Spatz on a draw play. Good for about, what, 15 yards, something like that?
I got it about 12.
That's good enough for a first down. Going to place the ball just outside the 40-yard line. We'll start it on the 40. First and 10 for Lacey, 4:53 and counting. It is Perry in motion. They give it to Perry to play. He scores a touchdown on. He breaks a couple of tackles, and then he is taken down. Number 44, Ivan Mays, the quarterback, stops him.
Nice execution by the Lacey offense. Right guard Chris Subsey pulling to his left and clearing the way for Perry. Subsey's a junior.
You know what amazes me, Billy? It's Spatz is playing with a 2-week layoff here, and the timing is very crisp. He's hit the holes crisp. He's running well. It doesn't look like he's missed 2 weeks, does he?
I'll tell you one thing. I can see why he was Ocean County's leading rusher last year. It's the first time I'm seeing him.
Well, Perry picks up 7, going to make a second down and 3. Deemer in motion. They give it to the up back Spatz, and he picks up the first down. He is wrestled down there by number 23. That is Carl Irby. Irby's been in a lot of plays today, but we have a flag down.
Flag on the play.
Got some kind of penalty here.
Face mask.
Against the Colonial. Major penalty.
That's the second face mask penalty on Freehold today. And penalties which hurt him last week, but hurt him yardage-wise, but not on the scoreboard. They had a fairly easy time with Allentown. But today against Lacey, a better opponent, penalties like this can really hurt you. And it has put Freehold in a hole again.
Ball, first and 10 at the Colonial 33-yard line.
So with that run, it's going to tack on to 15 yards, first and 10 on the 32.
In both of Lacey's first 2 touchdown drives, Freehold gave up crucial penalties to keep the drives alive. And here again, they've done the same thing.
In motion is Tim O'Rourke, and back to pass is Luciano. He goes for Murphy underneath. Murphy going to the outside, taken out of bounds by number 44, Ivan Mays. And that's the same play that they ran before that took Murphy inside the 2-yard line, which set up their first touchdown.
I'll tell you, that time Lacey came out with a formation with no setbacks.
Lacey calls timeout.
They run the tight end and the wide out on an inside pattern and bring Murphy to the outside and complete the pass to Murphy, number 41.
And what's amazing is that the quarterback, Luciano, was able to get the kind of time he needed to throw that ball with no blocking backs back there at all.
And that's twice that Lou Priscillo has used that play, and he picked up some good yardage on those plays. That one was for 9 yards, going to make it second down and 1 for Lacey. 3:52, the clock being stopped due to a timeout here, and Lou Priscillo running out to the field. What do you think he's going to possibly give his troops right now?
Well, he's got a lot of things he can do here. With 2nd and 1, he can take a shot for it all, or he can just turn around and play safe and pick up the first down. He's got 3:52 to go. I don't know. I think if I was in here now with the lead, I would just look to go off tackle or go outside and pick up the first down. But who knows? Who knows what's in his game plan? He's been watching his Freehold team every week, and he may know those little idiosyncrasies like so-and-so will cheat up, or you can beat this man deep off of play action, and now's the time for a home run play if you want to use it, because you have 2 more downs to come back and pick up the first down if you don't get the touchdown.
In my opinion right now, Lacey is controlling that line of scrimmage, and I see them sticking to the ground. You know, we'll see what happens shortly, but hey, ball control, and they're moving the ball with their offensive line. Spatz and Perry carrying the ball.
You see, the Colonials have come into a goal line defense.
And it's 2nd and short. This is a play that you could waste. They might go on top on something like this, but they're going to go to Spatz once again. And he picks up about 6 yards, and that's the first down. Lacey is waiting for Freehold to try and stop him on a running play.
Beautiful blocking here by Barado and Carrivo. Just opening up the hole there in that goal line defense. They just opened up a big hole for him.
And that's inside the 20-yard line where Lacey will have it, 1st and 10.
That time Perry led the way for Spatz. Isolation play up the middle.
1st and 10 Lions at the Colonial 17-yard line.
Footmark calling about the 17. Number 19 wide receiver Al Zielstorf goes out. So I would imagine number 11, Tim O'Rourke, is in. O'Rourke is 6 foot, 150-pound sophomore. And they give it to Spatz again. He bounces off number 71, Buster Moore, but then is eventually taken down, gain maybe 1 or 2.
Number 74, helped out by Buster Moore, 71. Picked up a yard. 2nd and 9 for the Lions.
Spatz picking up only about a half a yard on that play. It's a Colonial defense tightened up.
16-yard line.
So that brings us with 2nd down and 9 for Lacey. Spatz trots out. Number 42, Bob Sapoli, comes in.
Might want to mention, I think Russillo was calling all over the plays from the sideline, as we've seen a messenger come in almost every play.
Yeah, he likes to shuttle his players in and out. And here comes Sinatra in motion. He fakes it. And in the end zone, he has Mike Murphy. Now, I'm not sure if Murphy dropped that. I'm not sure if he dropped that or 85, Greg Hyman tipped it away.
Greg Hyman, number 85 on the play.
It looked to me like it went right through Murphy's hands. Good play action in the backfield. Luciano rolling to his left, and the ball looked right on the money to me.
I don't think Murphy expected to be open so quickly, and he didn't look back fast enough for the ball. He turned around, the ball was already on its way.
For the Lions.
His vision may have partially been deflected by a defender, but the ball looked like it was in and out of the hands of Murphy from here.
And Luciano, with some time, definitely got him that ball there in a hurry. They just couldn't bring it in. So Lacey's faced with 3rd down and 9 on about the 16-yard line.
I think it was a case of distraction by the defender that time.
Okay, with 2:42 to go here in the 2nd quarter, we're going to take a break.
Into the lineup for the Lacey Lions.
The relaxing sounds of WFPG, FM 97. Put a little sparkle in your day. At home, at work, everywhere you go. Set your dial on FM 97 and feel good. Alive yet relaxing. That's the FM 97 Sparkle. Easy listening. WFPG, FM 97.
Stop dreaming. With My Sea Yacht Charters, you can wake up aboard your very own luxuriously appointed yacht. Come with us as we cruise the calm and captivating inland waterway. Whether it's for a romantic evening, a weekend fling at Harrah's Resort Casino, or simply a luncheon with a very important client, My Sea Yacht Charters delivers you to your dream by chauffeured Rolls-Royce. Enjoy gourmet cuisine with an international flair in an elegant setting served by our attentive stewards and crew. My Sea Yacht Charters, your passport to a dream come true. My Sea Yacht Charters. Bon voyage.
Hi, I'm Evel Knievel. My home is out west in Montana, but when I'm appearing in this area near Atlantic City, I always stop by to see my 2 pals, Charlie and Pete, at the famous Lamppost Inn in Pine Beach. They've got great Italian-style home cooking, steaks and seafood prepared just the way you like it. Remember, the Lamppost Inn, Route 9 in Pine Beach. You never know who you're going to meet here. Even I was amazed.
Early birds on Sunday, 12:30 to 4 p.m. Reservations required. 349-7010.
Spirits Unlimited has 18 convenient locations in Ocean and Monmouth County. We offer many in-store specials in addition to our advertised specials. All customers are greeted with friendly, courteous service. We carry the greatest selection of spirits, beers, and wines at our everyday low prices. See our ad every Wednesday in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean County Reporter.
This week's special, Stegmeyer beer, 24 12-ounce bottles, only $5.25. We're back here with action. Freehold and Lacey Township. Lacey leading 14-6, and they're driving. They're faced with a 3rd down and 9 on the Freehold 17 or 16-yard line. Can't really make it out too clearly from here. So here they come. Split wide right. Tim O'Rourke to the left. Appears to be Al Zielstorf, and it is. And it's Luciano. He's looking for Zielstorf, and broken up. Did he keep broken up? Incomplete.
Lacey's showing that formation again. A tight end and 2 wide receivers to the right and 2 receivers to the left. Not one setback.
Actually, Billy put 3 on the right side because what happened here is that he had one man come in motion and he had a wing and a tight end. So he had 3 men to the bottom side of our screen here, but yet he threw to the other side. He threw to the twins on the other side.
And on 4th down and 9, Lacey Township has called a timeout. They're inside the 20-yard line. Do you think Lacey will go for the field goal here and try and pick up the 3 with the kicker like Murphy?
Murphy's capable of kicking it from this distance.
decision here, wisely calling a timeout.
And the timeout comes at 2:25 of the second quarter. Lacey leading 14-6.
Here's where the head coach becomes very lonely. He's got to make this decision all by himself.
Well, if a field goal here would make it 17-6, and if Freehold came back and scored and then hit for the two-point conversion, then they would have, so if they go for it on fourth down here, go for the touchdown and they fail, and then Freehold comes back with a quick touchdown and hits the two-point conversion, they're in the lead over, they take Lacey by a point, 15-14, so a field goal would be fairly important at this point.
Well, Murphy's got the tee in his hand. I guess Masilla's made his decision.
4th and 9 for the Lacey Lions.
So we'll place the tee at the 25.
Alert for the fake, too. You never know. Up for the field goal. Ball is held by number 20, Don Jackson.
This is a 35-yard attempt for Murphy. Snaps a little low, but Murphy gets it up, and it is no good. A little wide to the left. Somebody get a hand on that?
No good.
I really couldn't tell. I know the snap was a little low.
Take over, 1st and 10 in their own 16.
Doesn't take much to louse up a field goal opportunity. What you had happen is you get the snaps a little bit low. The kicker has already started his motion on a snap. The ball was hit a little bit wide that time, a little bit low and a little bit wide.
And you have to credit the holder, Don Jackson, for taking that snap in the grass like that and being able to place it down.
And credit the Colonial defense for digging in here and keeping themselves in the game.
So at 2:20, Freehold has the ball, 1st and 10 on the 20. And they give it to Henderson. Henderson right side. Shows us a little cutting move there. Picks up about 7 yards.
Down the play by number 15, Pete Luciano.
That's 2nd down and 3. And we'll be inside 2 minutes here.
Luciano went on a tackle that time. 6 on the play makes it 2nd and 4.
Credit Henderson with 6 yards in that. So we'll have 2nd and 4 on the 26-yard line.
150.
3 receivers set to the top of your screen.
That's Calvin Keys out there. And they go inside to 32. That is Malcolm Davis. And Davis busts up for the 1st down.
Steve Torres that time with the tackle.
Colonial coaching staff trying to hurry their team up, get them into their 2-minute offense. They don't want them wasting too much time.
Clock is stopped at 1:43.
And the clock continues to run, 1:39. 1st and 10 on the 33. A lot of people face to us here on the left side. And there's the pitch to Henderson, and he is tripped up by 21, Rocco Sinatra, before Henderson can get going.
Number 21, Rocco Sinatra.
Sinatra playing some real good football for the Lacey Lions. Had an outstanding game last week against Donovan. And that time he made a nice play. Quick pitch that time by Freehold to the 3 receiver wide side of the field.
Colonial's taking time out here.
And that big play by Sinatra was for a loss of 3 yards, so that's Freehold is faced with 2nd down and 13, 1:22 to go, and they call a timeout.
See, while we got this timeout, maybe we can review the coaching staff for these 2 ball clubs. Assisting Earl Holmes at Freehold Boro, you have Chuck Welch, and somebody you will remember, all of you from his great years at Asbury Park, Stan Parker, who had gone on to Purdue and was a standout lineman at Purdue. Lou Lanzalato, who coaches the receivers. Rick Lester, who coaches the backs. Pete Erndell, who coaches the freshmen, and Wayne McChesney, who coaches the freshmen.
Now for Lacey Township, Bill, why don't you run down their assistants?
Well, you got the head coach, Louis Versillo. The defensive coordinator is Chip Peterson. Eddie Heffernan coaches the offensive and defensive backs. Jim Brown coaches the 2 lines, offensive and defensive. Mike Emanuel coaches the linebackers. And the freshmen are handled by John Kilmurray and Rich Stratton. The trainer is Flo Price.
Well, of course, that Jim Brown isn't the great Jim Brown who had all those years for the Browns.
No, it's not.
A lot of people named Jim Brown, but only one Jim Brown.
You got that one right.
Rod Randolph.
So out comes Freehold. 2nd down, 13, 1:22 to go in the 1st half. And they go to Henderson, wide right side. He taken down there by number 61 for Lacey. That is Ed Carivo, another big tackle in the backfield.
What's amazing me about these Lacey football players is their ability to contain Henderson. They don't have anywhere near your speed, but they're so well coached, they just react to their keys. Henderson starts and the whole defense moves. They take cutoff angles, pursuit angles, and just contain Henderson to keep him from turning that corner and turning upfield.
Right now, Henderson's been pretty much bottled up in this 1st half, and it's 3rd down and 13 once again for Freehold. Richardson gives it to Keys, and Keys breaks a couple, tries to get to the outside, but he is knocked down after a gain of about 8 yards.
And on the tackle, number 50, Apache.
So that's going to make it 4th down.
Calvin Keys picks up.
Here you can see the fake and the counter coming back to Keys. Keys coming in there, spinning, breaking a tackle. Nice individual effort. However, the clock is ticking. 23 seconds. Tough to run that ball in that last minute.
And with 4th down, Richardson, who's also the quarterback, is back to punt. Remember, the first 2 snaps have been kind of high. So we'll see what happens right here.
I would air it out, Billy. I wouldn't even try to punt here.
He tried to call for a timeout. Low snap. Just gets the ball off. Mike Murphy coming over. He's going to let it hit. And that ball rolls inside the 30-yard line about the 27. And that'll do the first half of action. Lacey Township leading 14-6. Bob, Bill, and myself will be back after these messages for our halftime show.
At halftime.
From Clear TV Cable Associates, this is Channel 8.
I am the great and powerful Wizard of Deals from Gateway Toyota in Toms River, the #1 volume dealer in the United States. And I've got the perfect summer vacation for you. It's our great mini cruiser camper that's fully equipped and ready to go. Isn't it great? It's even got its own stove, refrigerator, and bathroom. And there's plenty of room for the whole family. If you're looking for a cargo or luxury van, we can custom design them to meet your needs. Gateway Toyota, Route 37 in Toms River.
If you'd like to explore a fresh idea at lunch, discover a home-style sandwich bonanza. Hearty char-broiled sandwiches made with the freshest ingredients and served on whole wheat buns. The bacon cheeseburger, the chicken Monterey sandwich, the Swiss and mushroom burger, the Italian steak sandwich, and the cheesesteak sandwich. So the next time it's lunchtime, discover home-style sandwiches.
Are you planning your future now? Ocean County College has 13 intercollegiate sports. The sports are cross-country, field hockey, volleyball, swimming, ice hockey, baseball, golf, softball, tennis, soccer, basketball. In the past year, the combined record of intercollegiate sports at Ocean County College was 140 wins, 70 losses, the best record in New Jersey. An extensive intramural program as well as many clubs and organizations are also available. For more information on Ocean County College, call 255-4000. Remember that the future belongs to the educated, and Ocean County College is a place where happy endings begin.
Area Brothers Supply, one of New Jersey's largest kitchen distributors, sells directly to you for less. Area Brothers are authorized distributors for Triangle Pacific, IXL, and classic bath cabinets. And now they have custom cherry oak or birch cabinets from Birchcraft Custom Cabinets. With 40 years in Ocean County, Area Brothers has a reputation of quality, service, and dependability. Do it yourself. They'll be happy to advise you. Or let the expert installers complete the job from start to finish. Free, no-obligation quotes. Visit Area Brothers showroom at 295 Route 9 in Bayville or call 269-2500.
After the first half of play, Lacey Township leading Freehold Boro in this big Class C South matchup. The score right now is 14-6. And first, we're going to turn it over to Bill Rankin here. Bill, after that first half of play, did Lacey do pretty much what they wanted to do offensively and defensively?
I think they're doing a real fine job both ways right now. They're ball controlling on offense, mainly on the ground with Spatz and Perry carrying the football behind that outstanding offensive line. And defensively, it looks to me like they're really keying what Freehold is doing. They look very well prepared to me.
On offense, Mike Spatz was a big question mark. He played sparingly in the first game, missed last week against Monsignor Donovan, and he really hasn't shown many ill effects of that week and a half layoff. And he's been really doing a great job, and he's been one of the reasons why Lacey's on top.
He's doing a real excellent job right now. He's pumping those legs, a lot of forward body lean. He's doing an outstanding job for them right now. He's not playing defense. He usually plays linebacker, but he and Perry are moving that football.
And defensively, what exactly is Lacey doing to contain all of that Freehold speed?
It looks to me like they're inverting, okay? And at one or two guys are keying on Henderson, and looks like they're linked up with the Freehold backs, and they're doing what they've been coached to do.
Okay, and Bob, we want to talk a little bit about Freehold here. With their speed and their weapons, do you think they're really kind of frustrated after just getting away with 6 points in the first half?
I I think they are. I think they're a little bit confused. They're a little bit out of their game plan. They opened up on a gamble and put themselves in a hole, which allowed Lacey to get excellent field position and get its first touchdown. They came back on a big turnover. They got a score, got back in the game, but they've been inconsistent. They've been sputtering and spurting. They just haven't been able to get that fluidity. Haven't been able to get into good play selection and setting up what they want to set up. Their game plan right now just doesn't seem to be fluid enough.
From what you've seen of Lacey in the first half, is it any surprise?
From what I'm sorry.
From what you've seen in the first half, what Lacey has done offensively, is it any surprise to you?
No, other than seeing Lacey come up with no setbacks in the pass situation, everything Lacey has done has been straight out of their playbook. Even the double wing, we've seen them use that before, but not so much as they have today. Showing tremendous confidence in the maturing offensive line, not to keep anybody back there. On the other hand, we haven't seen Freehold in that situation come to the blitz. You know, when you see a maximum receiver situation, the idea is either keep everybody back or get great pressure on the quarterback. Now, keeping everybody back hasn't helped them. Brasillo's completed the pass. So the thing that you would think that Boro would do then is turn around and say, hey, if I can't stop him throwing, let me get him before he throws it. Let me blitz, put some pressure on him. But we haven't seen it in that situation.
So you would guess that Freehold defensively is going to have to make a couple of adjustments.
Well, what they have got to do is they got to make things happen. When a team drives the ball on you and they're disciplined enough and powerful enough to keep the ball away from you, you can't sit pat in the defense. Then you got to play offensive defense and force turnovers. You got to force big play situations by getting a blitz, throwing a guy for a loss, and get Lacey out of their game plan. Force Lacey to call plays that are big gain of plays, high-risk plays, so that you can break up their trend. Right now, Brasillo's out his own way. He's making excellent calls. He's staying to his game plan. He's going inside, outside, countering, short pass every once in a while, airs one out, and he's got Freehold well off balance. Freehold is not taking charge of the game.
I firmly believe that Lacey has a solid coaching staff, and you can see the coaching is very obvious. And plus, the Lacey ball players are executed to a T, both ways on both sides of the ball.
In addition to being a solid coaching staff, something else that's obvious is they're a tremendously enthusiastic coaching staff. A team tends to play the way that team is coached. And, you know, when you see a play, the assistant coach that's responsible for that kid is patting him on the back. They're jumping up and down on the sidelines. They play with a great deal of emotion. And when you're going to be a winning football team and be part of a winning program, you got to play with enthusiasm and emotion.
Now, both coaches and both teams know that this game is just one of two very critical conference matchups, as these teams have to decide the C-South title. To win a title, you have to get through many obstacles. In Class C South, in no particular order, those obstacles are Freehold, Shore Regional, and Lacey. For Freehold, barring an upset down the line, the Colonials could possibly wrap up the crown in the first 5 weeks. So is Earl Onish drilling that point into his kids' heads?
No, not really. We pretty much try to keep it game by game. You know, we're not even looking at, we have Lacey this week, we're not even looking at Shore. And actually, we played poorly last week, but we weren't looking past Allentown to Lacey. We just were coming down off a big game. So we've been going game by game. It's just too much in high school ball. You don't have the depth. You can't be looking ahead.
The Lions likewise know what it takes to win the conference crown. And winning today is just one step closer. Lacey coach Lou Frasillo agrees.
Oh, obviously, yeah. Well, our kids know that every game in our division is very, very important. We take them one at a time. It just so happens that Freehold's going to be a big test early.
Of course, we're not kidding anybody if we said that teams weren't gunning for a title. The crown is just one part of something larger.
How big a role does that play? That was one of our goals. All right? Our first goal we already achieved. That was beat Asbury. Our second goal is to win C-South. We win C-South, that's going to go a long way toward our third goal, which is getting to the States this year.
And to win that C-South title, Freehold's going to have to put together 24 minutes of real good football. And after the first 24, Bob, what do we expect to see from Freehold coming out in the second half?
Well, Freehold's got to come out and try and get themselves established. They've got to look to put together a drive just to show that they can do it. If they do drive and score, then they're back in this game. On the other hand, if they give up a touchdown right away to Lacey, then it becomes catch-up football for them. They have to look for big plays to get back in the game.
And Bill, as for Lacey, what are they going to have to do in the second half?
Well, once again, I think Lacey's got to control the football. I think they got to mix in some pass plays, and it seems to me like they have an effective passing plan for today's game. You got two good running backs there in Perry and Spats. Behind that outstanding line, and you got capable receivers. You got to mix the plays up and ball control.
I would say two things Lacey has to do. Number one, keep on doing what they're doing. Keep the ball away, and number two, guard against the let-up. Any turnover or any kind of let-up, and they'll be in trouble.
Well, that's one of the reasons for that tie with Rumson. They had 5 turnovers, 4 of which hurt them really seriously.
And Lacey has 8 turnovers on the year now, and they're -4 in a takeaway giveaway. And since we're talking about statistics, Bob, why don't you run down what we have as far as the first half is concerned?
All right, Lacey opened the first half. After Freehold got the ball, went nowhere in their first possession. Lacey took the ball 53 yards in 7 plays, using 3 minutes plus on the clock, and it was Mike Spatz blasting over from the 2-yard line to make the score 6-0 at 7:57 in the first quarter. Murphy's kick for the extra point made it 7-0. Lacey, however, on the next possession, turned the ball over, fumbling on their own 19-yard line, and it was Malcolm Davis for the Colonials going 2 yards and made it 7-6. Lacey's second score came at 8:20 in the second quarter, and that the kick, the extra point was good, so it made it 14-6 where we are now.
All right, Bob, thanks a lot, and Bob Strangia, Bill Rankin, and myself will be back for the second half of action with Lacey leading 14-6.
I am the great and powerful Wizard of Deals from Gateway Toyota in Toms River, the #1 volume dealer in the United States. And I've got hundreds of trucks in stock, like this tough standard bed truck. Gateway's price just $56.32. Or for your off-road adventures, our incredible 4x4 truck sure makes life easier. And for the family on the go, we can customize the truck to fit any of your needs. So for 60-month financing and the lowest prices, come to Gateway Toyota, Route 37 in Toms River.
In the competitive world of lumber, it's hard to tell the forest from the trees. But there's one company that towers above the rest. Woodhaven Lumber and Millwork is your only choice for real value and selection. Our volume alone lets you know no one is able to sell it for less.
For everything to do with wood and the tools to do it, we're working hard to make this your first and only stop.
Woodhaven Lumber and Millwork, Route 35, Point Pleasant, Route 70, Bricktown.
Come on, don't be boring. We're all a little bit nosy at times. We want to know what's going on in and around our town. One of the best ways that I know to do that is with this, the Ocean County Observer. It gives you all the local information you need to start your day. Politics, sports, entertainment, comic section, that's important, editorials and letters to the editor. You name it, it's there for you. Now, personally, I read the sound-off section first, and maybe by doing this commercial, they'll do an article on me.
If you didn't have this sign on your lawn when you sold your home, you probably paid too much to have it sold.
Your home is sold, Mr. Magnotti. We'll be right over to put up our sold sign.
Bill, how much should we save the Magnottis by selling their home to our office with our 4% realty fee?
Most brokers are charging 7%. We're charging 4%. So we save the Magnottis over $3,000.
If you want to sell your home and save thousands with our 4% realty fee, then call the professionals at Duna Realty, 341-7000.
Okay, we're getting ready to start the second half action here. Lacey leading 14-6. Back deep, number 37, Brian Perry, and number 40, Rich Deemer. Kicking off for Freehold Boro is number 25, Eddie Smith. We're getting ready to start the final 24 minutes here. The first step towards that C-South title for one of these teams will be decided this afternoon. And there's Smith's kickoff. It's a low bouncer picked up by Mike Murphy on the 25-yard line. Murphy cuts it inside, and he is taken down at about the 43-yard line, where Lacey will start things off. Pretty good field position for Lacey.
Yes, it was. And just summarizing a little bit of the first half, Lacey had 10 first downs. There were 21 rushes for 96 yards, and they had 3 pass completions out of 6 attempts for 47 yards, giving them about 140 yards total offense.
And as well as Lacey did play in that first half, they're only up by 8 points. Big play by Freehold, a 2-point conversion. They're on top. So here comes Lacey, 1st and 10 on the 22. Sinatra in motion, and they take it right up to Spatz, and he is gang tackled by, can't make out the number there, appeared number 53. That's Lionel Johnson, the middle linebacker.
Freehold seems to be fired up to start the second half here. Simple straight dive to Spatz. Good for only about a yard.
The Freehold, with their defense, likes to attack. They're a swarming defense. They have a nickname for it called the Shaved Tigers. When we get a chance, I'll give you a little story behind that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Basillo goes to the air here real early. He's got good field position.
Field position has it second down 9 on the 43. They give it to Brian Perry, and he is stopped in a backfield by number 23, Carl Irby. Big play by Freehold, and they have come out fired up in this second half.
Perry gave it a good second effort that time, but the Freehold defense just kept coming at him.
That's a big loss of about 7 yards. That's going to make it third down and 17, so make it about 8-yard loss.
Now you got to be careful here, Billy. Now it's past situation, but you know I'd look for a draw or a screen here now, try and take the edge off that Freehold pumped up defense.
But they ran that draw to Spats once before. It's a quick kick. Good kick by Luciano. Jerome Smith lets it bounce, and number 35, Mike Barenwick, is there to down it inside the 30-yard line, about the 29. And Freehold will begin their first possession of the second half, down by 8.
You know, people say why, but that's a great call by Lou Brasillo here. The momentum's going the other way. You don't want to set up a return. You don't want to force a turnover here. By doing that, by getting that quick kick, you ensure yourself of no return, and you get yourself out of trouble.
I'll tell you, that Freehold receiver down deep that time nearly touched that ball. If he didn't get that football, it could have been fumble time.
That was number 24, Jerome Smith. Once again, keys to motion, and it is Richardson calling. Oh, he fumbles the ball, and that is recovered by Brian Perry or Mike Murphy. They were both there, and there's a big turnover by Freehold. Lacey recovers. They have it first and 10 on the 30-yard line.
Looked to me like Ed Carrivo made a real good stick on that play, number 61 for the Lacey Lions.
And Ed Carrivo's been playing a super two-way game this afternoon.
Now, there's the importance of that call by Lou Brasillo. You turn it over, you give it to them, and you play for the mistake on their part rather than hurting yourself.
Just as momentum was about to swing on Freehold Boro's side, Lacey takes it right away. They'll have it first and 10.
Lacey's got to capitalize right here.
About a 40-yard difference right there.
Luciano back to pass. He's going deep for Zielsdorf, and it's overthrown to his right side. That's incomplete.
Zielsdorf looked like he stopped running, didn't he, Bill?
Little play action that time in the backfield. Zielsdorf did like a 15-yard hook and then broke it deep, okay? It looked like a planned play to me, and he just overthrew.
So that'll make it second and 10 on the 35 for Lacey.
Good call by the Lacey staff. I like that call.
Good call right there. You hope to capitalize on a turnover. But right now, you know what I do now? This is just me personally. I come back to my big guy and try and get this game back under control in my game plan, in the Lacey game plan, and start trying to run that ball straight at him. Nothing fancy, straight at him.
And that game plan worked well in the first half. And once again, it's Luciano back to pass. They got a screen to Murphy. Murphy gets by Irby, and he's got some room down the sideline. He's taken down. Good block there by number 64, Mike Ferraro, to spring Murphy out on the screen.
So much for my game plan, Billy.
Carrivo out in front, too, on that screen.
Picked up 9, makes it 31.
Mike Murphy, the man you see there, number 41, picked up 9 yards. So that'll bring up third down and 1 for Lacey Township on the 26-yard line.
Verano and Carrivo paving the way for Murphy that time. Good call.
Verano and Carrivo have been doing a great job blocking all game over there.
Third down and 1 here.
Here comes Lacey in the backfield. Brian Perry deep in the eye. And they give it to Perry. Perry stopped up, and
I don't think he made it.
I don't think he made it either.
Lacey brought all the mustard that time. Power triangle to their left side, right over left guard Carrivo and left tackle Mike Verano.
And there's a Freehold player down on the field. That's number 61, Craig Dahm. Dahm also made the initial hit on Perry on that play to prevent the first down, and it's 4th.
Now, this is a little bit out of Murphy's range. I'd make this about a 40-yard, 45-yard field goal. And Brasillo now is going to have to think about where to go. But he's unfortunately, he's a Freehold player down, but it does allow Brasillo some time to get his play selection together.
Well, when they were faced with 4th and 1 in Freehold Boro territory before, they went for it and got the first down.
A couple of ways to go for it here. One is really quick and just try to go over the pile. The other is to attack that outside with power, where you hope maybe that you can break it. If you break through, you can turn it into a big gainer.
Well, a look of concern here by the Freehold coaches as Craig Dahm isn't moving much.
Also, you know, Lacey might go with that passing game, have Luciano read the defense and throw a short one to Murphy or one of those flankers coming back in motion.
Well, how about a play action pass with a fake to Spats or the other back inside, and play action pass could be wide open.
They got to be thinking Spats.
Well, Dom appears to be in some pain there. They appear to be working on his lower back area from what we see up here. And as the coaching staff and the trainer work on Craig Dom, but we're going to take a break here with 8:32 to go in the third quarter. Lacey Township leading Boro 14-6.
Hi, I'm Lou Trevino, General Manager of Pine Belt Chevrolet. As you can see, the fire damaged us. But now we're back with thousands of unbelievable deals. Everything must go. We have instant financing, and we're already back with our Class A service department. Here is one example of what you can expect to find at our fire sale. A brand new 1985 Chevrolet Monte Carlo with a Roadster top. List price about $13,000. You'd be able to buy this car for somewhere just over $10,000.
Spirits Unlimited has 18 convenient locations in Ocean and Monmouth County. We offer many in-store specials in addition to our advertised specials. All customers are greeted with friendly, courteous service. We carry the greatest selection of spirits, beers, and wines at our everyday low prices. See our ad every Wednesday in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean County Reporter.
This week's special, Stegmeyer beer, 24 12-ounce bottles, only $5.25. There you see him being carried off the field. He appears to be in great pain, and he paid a heavy price for that big stop on Brian Perry. Makes it 4th and 1 for Lacey Township.
And unfortunately, it appears to be a knee-type injury. So common in football, he appears to be in a lot of pain.
All right, here you go. Big Steve Torres into the game. 250-pound Steve Torres in there at left guard. You got Torre and Verado on the left side of that line.
And Spats and Perry in the backfield. They give it to Spats right behind Torre. He breaks the tackle, and he is eventually taken down by number 23. That's Carl Irby. He's been active in that linebacker role.
Lacey that time came to their strike. They brought in Torre at left guard, pulled Carrivo out, and went to Torre and Verado with Spats right over left guard, left tackle. Good for the first down. Big play for Lacey Lions.
And I'll tell you, that's a lot of beef he ran behind. Verado's 6 foot 195, and Torre's 5 foot 10. 250. Talk about a fire plug.
I just love that big guy.
Carrivo back in the game for the Lions.
So the 4th and 1 gamble for Lacey works once again. They have 1st and 10. They're on the 20-yard line, maybe just inside the 19. And they go to Spats again, but this may be coming back. Flags are flying. It appears that Rocco Sinatra may have been in motion.
Kevin Griffin, 74.
And as we see the flags laying down there, Bill, who are the guys wearing the striped shirts today?
Well, the head referee is Ted Zawacki. The umpire is Ed Pugh. The linesman is Joe Aratino. The field judge is Joe Alana. And the timer is Tim Kinney.
There is a penalty flag.
And they've been fairly active this afternoon.
It's been a good game. They've had it pretty much under control, and really haven't seen any calls that I would think are questionable. I think the officials done a great job today.
Yeah, they have done a good job. Throwing the flags when they're needed to be thrown. And as you said, Bob, they've kept control of the game. Especially a game like this where both teams know how important the game is. Tempers could flare every now and then, but we really haven't seen any of that.
I look for a little pass here on the wide side of the field to the right side. Lacey comes out, trips right.
And it's 2nd down and 9. O'Rourke in motion, cuts it upfield. Luciano, he's got Brian Perry. Perry taken down at about the 3-yard line, 24. Jerome Smith with a touchdown-saving tackle.
They come out with a tight end right, a wing right, and a flanker right. Bring O'Rourke back in motion and hit Perry across the middle. Nice play.
Perry looking very good there, making a catch on a low-thrown ball, picking it up, and still has that great forward lean, taking that ball about 17 yards.
Luciano with a lot of poise, picking out the open receiver.
So with 1st and goal on the 5, Mike Spatz is in, and this is his territory. And it's to Spatz, left side, doesn't get much. Once again, a host of Freehold defenders there, led by number 31. That is Ryan Conover.
It seems to me when the yardage gets tough, they go to Boro, number 64, the offensive left tackle.
Yeah, it seems that they have a lot of faith in him. But I was a little surprised there, down inside the 5. You give the ball to Spatz, you don't expect Spatz to be a little tentative there. Spatz looked like he was trying to pick a hole. All you want Spatz to do is just play blood and guts football. Just go in here and knock somebody over. You know, with his kind of power, you don't want him to run like a halfback. You want him to run like a fullback.
That's right. Give it to the Diesel. Let him go through all the stops and all the tolls. Just keep going. So we're faced 2nd down, 5. Goal to go for Lacey. And they fake it to Spatz. Luciano rolling. And that is incomplete. It was intended for Mike Murphy, thrown a little behind him. Thought he made a great catch for a second.
I'll tell you, very effective play action. They take the drive off tackle, and if Luciano had delivered that ball a little bit sooner, Murphy was open.
I thought Luciano had the corner and could have taken it in himself, Bill.
Luciano's pass intended for Murphy.
I thought Murphy was open very quickly. I guess Luciano didn't see him.
Yeah, for a second there, it looked like Luciano was going to throw it right away and then held back and then threw it.
Like you say, Bob, he might have had that corner. A lot of running room over there.
What may have happened when Luciano was ready to throw the ball, Murphy may not have been looking back for it quick enough. You know, when you get inside this 5-yard line territory, everything's got to be adjusted for the goal line.
3rd down and 4.
And Zielsdorf split wide right. And they give it to Perry, left side again. He's in for the touchdown. Ryan Conover made the tackle, but Perry carried him into the end zone, and that's a big touchdown for Lacey at the 5:44 mark. That makes it 20-6, and once again, he went to the left side right behind Mr. Berardo.
Faking to Spatz over right guard, and giving the ball to Perry over left guard. I'm pretty sure they pull a right guard trap on that play.
That's Brian Perry's 2nd touchdown of the day, and it was to the exact same spot as his last one. Went right off the left side for the touchdown in tight. And Lacey calls a timeout here as they're about to try the point after.
5 minutes, 44 seconds remain in the 3rd quarter.
So Brian Perry with the touchdown last week against Monsignor Donovan has 2 today. That gives him 3 on the year.
Perry's been a real find for the Lions, you know. Once Spatz went down with that back strain in the first game, Perry got a chance to carry the ball a little more, and he's really done the job.
They complement each other very nicely. Spatz has that big inside power, and Perry has that ability to turn that corner, has that good forward lean, and has the ability to eat up good chunks of yardage. You know what else is nice, too, Bill? They block well for each other. I was watching earlier, and they both do some nice lead blocking.
Both of them run with great forward body lean, too. They always fall forward for that extra yardage.
And I want to tell you something. That's from coaching, because Spatz did not have that when he first started playing as a sophomore. He ran up and down like a board.
You know, Bob, you were talking before about the enthusiasm of the Lacey coaching staff. I know Eddie Heffern, and I've coached with him. I know he's very enthusiastic. And this guy, Mike Emanuel, impresses me. Before the game out there with the kids leading the exercises, he is just 100% hustle and drive and enthusiasm.
Well, Murphy's on now to try the point after, trying to make it 21-6, Lacey. Now we'll see if he gets a good snap. Kick is good, and it's 21-6. Lacey Township, 5:44 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And with the 5:44 to go still in the 3rd quarter, it's still not a time to panic if you're Freehold. Not a time to just sit back and throw the ball up in the air.
Here you can see the touchdown run first. You see Perry slicing in there. He gets hit, and then he just lunges for the strike with that great forward lean. And getting back to your comment, Steve, no, there's still a lot of time. But the thing is that Freehold has been unable to do anything consistent. And they have to do that because Lacey, on the other hand, has been a well-oiled machine, and other than their one turnover, they haven't made any mistakes.
This is the first time I'm seeing Freehold, and they just strike me as a big play type team, okay? They haven't been able to ball control at all, and there again, you got to give credit to the Lacey defense.
As Lacey kicks off once again, Joe the Jet Henderson back there with number 24, Jerome Smith. They're looking to get something going, possibly break one here to get some life back into Freehold. And here we go. That's going towards Jerome Smith. They want to keep it away from Henderson. He takes it on about the 9-yard line, and he's got a little wedge. He cuts it up the middle, and it was either 41, Mike Murphy. It was Mike Murphy with that big shoestring tackle, or Jerome Smith was history.
Now, Murphy's one hell of a football player. Kicks the extra points. He's a good receiver. Here you can watch the kick by Murphy. It's a good deep kick down to the 5-yard line. Here, it looks like he's going to go right there. And Murphy with an arm-saving tackle.
The guy kicks off. He makes game-saving tackles.
Kicks extra points. He's a receiver.
Here we go, 1st and 10. They give it to Henderson. He breaks one tackle and slips up. Mike Berardo's there to lay on him for the tackle, but it was number 76, Steve Torres, who got the initial hit on Joe Henderson. Doesn't get much gain of nothing, let's put it, so still 2nd and 10 on the 36-yard line.
You know, we've kind of forgotten the offensive center for Lacey, Shoebigger, who also doubles as a middle linebacker. He's got to be doing something right in there, I'll tell you.
Well, they've really bottled up that Freehold offense in the middle.
Quick pass to Ivan Mays, tries to take the sideline. He picks up about 3, maybe 4.
Pete Luciano on the tackle. Brian Curry over there also.
Billy, how do you feel about playing your quarterback on defense? That always made me nervous. My quarterback, I never wanted to see him on that field on defense.
You like to avoid that. You know, for example, at South, you got Applegate. He doesn't play defense. He's precious material. And so is this Luciano. I guess he's just too good an athlete to keep off the field.
The only thing I could say about it, if you're going to play him on defense, do it all the time. You can't take the kid, keep him on a bench, then put him in a game sometimes because his body just isn't used to that kind of contact, and his mind's not really prepped for it. But I would get a little nervous seeing my starting quarterback on defense. I always like to have him on the sideline where I could talk over the game plan and use those few minutes to get into his head a little bit.
Luciano, in addition to playing offense and defense, also is a team's punter.
I don't want to jinx Lacey, but Luciano doubles, goes both ways. He's the quarterback, of course. You know who the second-string quarterback is for Lacey? You'll never guess this one. Zielstorf.
Oh, really?
Receiver, yep.
I saw him play some last year. Luciano got hurt, and Zielstorf had to come in and played some quarterback.
3rd and 8 for the Colonials.
Lucasilo is glad Luciano's back.
Freehold faced with 3rd down and 8. Keys coming to our side, and it looks like encroachment on Lacey Township.
That's number 62.
5-yard penalty.
That's George Garcia. He's a 5'10", 202-pound junior.
He's kind of built like a young me.
Makes it 3rd and a long 3.
So that penalty helps Freehold out a bit here. Makes it 3rd down and 4.
Full house backfield.
Once again, it's Keys coming out. And they'll give it to Henderson. Henderson is stringing the play out, throws back over to Richardson, and Richardson is knocked down. A little bit of ingenuity there by Freehold. And if Richardson didn't catch that ball, that's a lateral, and that's a free ball.
Yes, it is, Steve. Good play by Rocco Sinatra there, who read it all the way. You can see they start out to the right side. The throwback to Richardson. He's got a blocker there. But here comes Rocco Sinatra from his defensive halfback spot and trips him up.
Lacey impresses me as a highly disciplined club. You know, they follow their keys, and each kid on the defense does his job.
Okay, so forced the punt. Richardson gets a good snap and goes off the right side of his foot. Not a very good punt. Lays dead at about the just outside the 40-yard line. Lacey will take the ball.
That punt resulted in a net gain of only about 15 yards.
And once again, Lacey has good field position to start things off. 3:55 left in this third quarter. Lacey starting out 1st and 10 on their own 40. Rich Deemer is in, and Rocco Sinatra trots out. So Perry, Spatz, and Deemer in the backfield for Lacey Township, and it's Perry in motion. They give it to Perry. Perry gets a good block by 63. That is Chris Supsey, and that's what sprung Perry for that big gain. That's a first down.
That was a very well executed play. Supsey just moving that defensive tackle out and clearing the way for Perry.
For a Lion first down.
There you can see the great trap block by Supsey, and you see Perry rip up in there and pick up good yardage. He picked up about 15 yards on that.
Yeah, Supsey's block on number 71, Buster Moore, opened it up for Brian Prairie, and that's a first down. They're in Freehold territory. They're on the 47-yard line.
The defensive tackle that time kind of helped Supsey out by over-penetrating, and Supsey just took him further out.
Zealstar, wide right, and they give it to Spatz right up the middle, and he gets a lot of yards. He gets about 9 yards before he's taken down by number 24. That is Jerome Smith.
I'll tell you what, he is Larry Sonka in a high school football uniform. Straight ahead foul.
You know what else is happening here, too? I think Lacey's worn Freehold Colonials down. They're playing a lot of players in there, Lacey. They're shuttling people in and out, and they're beginning to beat up physically on Boro. They're beginning to wear them down.
And especially with a big guy like Spatz, that really helps you wear down a team. And it seems that he gets stronger as the game goes on, a big guy like that.
Yeah, that's classic of big running backs. They usually get stronger as the game goes on. People aren't popping them as hard as they did earlier. They break more tackles.
It's a 2nd down and 1. They give it to Spatz, who tries to bounce it to the outside. And he gets first down yardage, but there's a flag in the backfield. And that's an area that should be against Lacey to nullify that run. That's a legal motion on Lacey, and he'll go back.
That was supposed to be a power-off tackle. Burnwick was lined up at left wing-back. He came in motion across, and Spatz took the ball behind Perry off right tackle. It was closed up. He tried to take it outside. That's not really Spatz's game, running wide.
No, but I'll tell you one thing, though. Earlier in the game, Bill, he wasn't making that bounce. You know, that shows, that's one of the things you look for in the back after he's rested a couple of weeks, if he can make that bounce and make that read. That's the first time in the game we saw him make that bounce outside read. Even though he doesn't possess that great lateral quickness, it's good to see him do that. That means as the game goes on, he's recovering more and more of his form.
2nd and 6 on the Freehold 44-yard line. It's Perry in motion. Perry gets the ball, and he is knocked down by number 70. That is Chris Cullen. But Perry picks up some yardage there, about maybe 1. 3rd down.
On the play makes it 3rd and 6.
Make it 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, around that area.
Hey, Bob, I want you to check out the Lacey right guard, Chris Supsey. He's wearing some kind of neck brace. I've never seen anything like this before. You got to check it out.
It looks like some kind of tubing.
Yeah, really. I've never seen anything like that.
Looks almost like a backpack frame.
3rd and 6.
And they give it to Spatz, and Spatz is knocked down, spun around by number 53, middle linebacker Lionel Johnson.
Excellent hit by middle linebacker.
That's going to bring a 4th down for Lacey. And there's the man who made the tackle, 53, Lionel Johnson. Big tackle. Lacey 4th down here. Luciano will be back in point.
Lacey going to play a little field position now. They're in the driver's seat.
But Freehold calls a timeout. So with 57 seconds left to go in this third quarter of play, Lacey leading 21-6. We'll be back after these messages.
Now, to assure top performance from your car, visit the All-American Professional Team at Danny's American.